Right, GnuCash. New series. Let's kick it off.
July 2024, an emergency release, GnuCash 5.8, issued outside the normal quarterly schedule for a single reason. The software crashes on Windows while importing files from the format used to migrate financial history from other personal finance tools. A user preparing to move 15 years of records hits a silent crash. The import fails, their data is not lost. But the migration they planned is blocked until a volunteer fixes the code. This is the GnuCash horror story. Not a fund hold, not an account freeze, not a compliance review. A crash during import. And every quarterly release in the 2.5-year research window contained crash and import fixes. This is what software maintenance looks like when the development team is entirely volunteers, the code base has been running since 1997, and the user base includes people who have been keeping their books in the same file for over a decade. 1997, personal finance software meant one product made by one company, and it ran on Windows. Linux users, a growing community who had rejected proprietary operating systems, on principle, had no equivalent. GnuCash was created to fill that gap. A free, open-source desktop accounting application built under the license that ensures anyone can view the source code, modify it, and distribute modifications, but no derivative work can become proprietary. The first stable release arrived in 1998. The fundamental architecture it established, double-entry bookkeeping with account hierarchies and transaction registers, still underpins the software 27 years later. But the development model is what separates GnuCash from everything else this channel has covered. There is no company behind it, no subscription revenue funding the work, no investors expecting returns, no product manager deciding what ships next quarter. The project is maintained by a rotating team of volunteers who contribute code, review changes, triage bug reports, and cut releases in their spare time. The repository is active, the mailing lists are active. Releases continue on a roughly quarterly schedule. Version 5.0 arrived in March 2023 with a guided workflow for handling investment transactions. Version 5.14 shipped in December 2025. The software has outlasted every version of a major competitor that was discontinued, the dominance of the product it was originally built to replace, and the first generation of cloud-based personal finance tools that were supposed to make desktop software obsolete. It survived because nobody can shut it down. The double-entry bookkeeping system at the core of GnuCash is the same system professional accountants have used for 500 years. Every transaction moves value from at least one account to at least one other. Total debits always equal total credits. If you record 100 spent on groceries, the system simultaneously records 100 leaving your bank account. If you record a payment from a client, it records the receivable being settled and the cash arriving. This structure makes it impossible to record money appearing from nowhere, which means the books balance or they do not, and the software will tell you which. For a freelancer tracking income and expenses for tax purposes, GnuCash produces the reports an accountant expects. A balance sheet, a profit and loss statement, a cash flow statement, portfolio valuation for investment accounts, multi-currency support with live exchange rate quotes. The 5.0 release added a guided workflow for investment transactions, including purchases, sales, dividends, reinvestments, splits, and mergers. For a small business, the software handles customer and vendor management, invoicing, receivables and payables, bill payment, and basic payroll through accounts. This is not the depth of commercial accounting software built for mid-sized companies, but it is considerably more than a budgeting application provides. The file sits on your machine. The default format stores every transaction in a structured document that the software rewrites on every save. There is no cloud account, no server, no login. Automatic backups create time-stamped copies on every save, which protects against corruption but generates a visible accumulation of backup files that users frequently describe as cluttering their desktop. An alternative storage format exists, but is labeled by the project itself as experimental with possible data loss in edge cases. For software that people trust with their complete financial history, experimental is not a reassurance. The crash and import pattern is the defining constraint, and it runs through every quarterly release in the research window. March 2024. a reconciliation regression that had been breaking a core workflow for at least 2 release cycles, a segmentation fault caused by revising an auto-completed transaction, a silent crash after starting a file import. July 2024, the emergency release for the import crash on Windows. September 2024, a crash when removing an account. December 2024, a silent crash on spreadsheet format import, a crash when editing scheduled transactions. March 2025, an inability to save the database file in the default format, another import failure, another startup crash. The import pipelines and save operations are the most fragile parts of the software, and they are exactly the operations that users run when their data is at greatest risk. Migrating a decade of financial history from another tool, recording a large batch of transactions, converting between file formats. A crash during any of these can leave the file in an inconsistent state. The automatic backups protect against permanent loss in most cases. The crash still interrupts the workflow and requires the user to recover manually. The absence of a native mobile application is a limitation the project has not addressed. In 2026, managing personal finances without any mobile component means transactions cannot be recorded from a phone. There is no official way to check a balance, add an expense, or review a report outside of the desktop application. Cloud synchronization is possible through external file sharing services, but fragile. The software is designed for a single user accessing a single file in a single session. Opening the same file from 2 machines, even at different times, risks synchronization conflicts that can corrupt the data. The community's guidance is consistent. Synchronize only when the application is closed. Treat cloud storage as a backup mechanism, not a collaboration layer. 1 machine, 1 session, 1 user at a time. If you are willing to learn double-entry bookkeeping, maintain disciplined backup habits, and accept that import operations will occasionally crash, GnuCash can support your complete financial life for decades. The file you create today will be readable in 2050 without depending on any company's continued existence. No subscription can be cancelled, no pricing can change, no acquisition can retire the product, no cloud service can be shut down and strand your data the way a major personal finance application was discontinued in January 2024 and left its users searching for alternatives. The trade-off is that freedom comes with maintenance. You are responsible for your own backups, you are responsible for recovering from crashes, you are responsible for understanding enough accounting to use a tool that was built by people who understand accounting deeply. The interface was designed in an earlier era of desktop software. It is functional, but it is not welcoming to users who expect the design standards of modern applications. The learning curve is the steepest of any personal finance tool this channel will cover, and the community describes it accurately. Capable, respected, and intimidating. GnuCash is the most serious free desktop accounting software available. It is not for everyone, it is not trying to be. Someone who wants to track where their money goes without understanding the difference between a debit and a credit will find GnuCash over-engineered for their needs. Someone who wants to produce a balance sheet, reconcile against a bank statement, track investments across multiple currencies, invoice clients, and hand a set of books to an accountant will find that GnuCash does all of this for free, has done it for 27 years, and will continue doing it for as long as volunteers are willing to fix the crashes that arrive with every quarterly release. The software asks more from you than any budgeting application. In return, it gives you something no subscription service can. Your complete financial history, on your machine, under your control, forever.